Capture objective Duff.
Oh my god. Alright, fans of Battlefield 1 and Battlefield Big Battles, this is SuprEvilPoptarts, and I'm coming to you with a quick match that just got set up again, just kind of like yesterday. It's been Battlefield weekend here, and it is going to be a rematch of BSR5 versus Law. 2 weeks ago, these two teams had a match, and BSR5 lost to them, and they are looking for a bit of revenge against this team. And I have the team lineups, and we're just going to go right into it. And real quick, these team lineups for BSR5 are brought to you by Lone Shark IPA for that great taste that won't break your legs. Lone Shark IPA. For the defensive squad, for Delta 1 Ghost 67, we have squad leader Dragon King Soup with Nizam and Calaxis. On attack squad 1, I will call it, it is Notorious PAT, Jimmy Slayer, Prima Assassin, and they come a-rollin'. On the Fuck You Squad assault, the assault squad, we have Rumple Foreskin, H Chicken Wings, Boji, and Grandma's Daddy. And on the flank squad, we have Ganja Slayer, Hollywood, and Dark Halo, and Rotten Tongues. And I should also point out, on the attack squad, the squad leader is Notorious PIT. On the Fuck You squad, for assault, it is Rumple Foreskins, the squad leader. And for the flank squad, it is Ganja Slayer. So, thank you for sitting here for 9 minutes of silence as I quickly set up this stream so I can bring you the action right to your homes. I am flying solo, so I apologize if I don't give you the super ins and outs of the Battlefield 1. I will try my best. With me is executive producer Takun the Fail Kitteh, and she will be helping me with some technical difficulties that might arise. We are just waiting for the teams to set up and give us the okay. We are just waiting here. Now, I am going to see, it looks like they are playing Frontlines, and this will probably be the third time that I've watched Frontlines. The objective is in the middle. The teams are going to try to capture that objective, and once that a team captures that objective, they will start trying to push the opposite team back to their initial deployment zones on the edges. And it looks like it is a match that is starting. Yes, it is starting, and here we go. I believe me and Dragon King Soup who is actually down there in the dirt with BSR5, playing a medic. Takes about maybe 15 seconds for both teams to hit that objective. And here we go. We got a big battle here. Oh, that is BSR5 just saying, nope, that building is ours. Get out of there. And it looks like it's a building-to-building shooting firefight right now going on here between BSR5 and Law. We got a team here going in here trying to shake these guys out. It looks to be... They're in that building somewhere. We have Law spawning a bunch of guys. It looks like BSR5 is getting a foothold of sorts. Oh, it looks like it's being pushed away. We have Law, a couple guys of Law that are in the burn zone. And looks like Law came in there and is trying to shake them out. I can see it is Duggar is in there. That is a late addition. He's not on my sheet, so I believe he is playing. Dragon King Soup has gone down, but we have two guys over here who is in the burn zone. Oh, he is dead. I cannot get his name. Who was trying to get there? Law is not pushing to be in that burn zone, but they got other problems because we have a full squad of BSR5 in there. We have, it looks like, Dragon King Soup, Nizam, Calexis, and yes, Delta Ghost 67. That was an actual man. That is not a the name of the squad. I apologize, Delta Ghost. That is my fault. And it looks like BSR5 has taken the initial objective. So that, again, that is a correction. Delta Ghosts is a player, not a squad name. All right, Law is falling back to their objective, which they have to defend. And oh, we have BSR5 already there and waiting in the buildings. Ace Chicken Wings and King Duggar. And look, they're coming down the street. How is Law set up? They only have a couple people there, and looks like they're covering, trying to shake them out. The Ace Chicken Wings and King Duggar are inside the building. Duggar's been taken out. We have Prime Assassin in there also, and Notorious PIT, and it looks like they are mopping up. How is that objective looking? And so far, it is Laws taking control slightly on that objective. Again, the objective is to get the objective, and it'll keep going back and forth. Sometimes these matches can last very long, or they can be very short, depending on the team's tactics. There is a lot of BSR people in there in that building. And it looks like they have a couple of men in the burn zone, and they are starting to slowly take over that objective. Let's get a little longer look here so we can see what Law is setting up. There is not much cover out there on that square. Look at all BSR5 in that building. They need to get manned in there, though, closer to that objective in order to take it over. And they're coming up from the other building. They have two buildings. We have They Come and Roll in Prime Assassin and Notorious PAT on one building. They've been sitting there for quite a while. But they need to push. Are they going to try to set up a flank? It does not look like they are setting up a flank. Oh, they got wiped out. Law's got that. They are going to take the objective and push it back to C. Alright. BSR5 is going to need to fall back and set up a defense. Law's got a squad over there. Already rushing down the street. Oh, there's a bunch of them. It looks like about 2 squads worth. Really pushing that target hard. I can see Dragon Coon Soup, and there a bunch of people are spawning on him. You have Nizam, Delta Ghost, and Calaxis, and Dragon King Soup taking over that building. Their job is to be the defensive unit. And we've got hopefully the flank squad and the attack squad can set up flanks so that the assault squad can come in there and mop up anyone that is in the burn zone, and they can take over that objective. Dragon King Soup and Nizam are still there, along with Delta Ghost. And they are probably trying to set up to get some covering fire into there. And we have Law. They're starting to take over Objective C. BS5 needs to push a little bit harder into that objective so they don't get pushed back. It looks like they are doing so. And they are starting to score on that objective. This looks like a push and pull here. We got Ace Chicken Wings, Notorious PAT, and Ganja Slayer, along with who's this here? We'll call him Hacks, because that's what I could see. Look at that. The defensive unit is doing a great job of keeping their men up and defending the target, giving them some long-range shot firepower down into the objective, probably to shake off any attackers, so the assault squad and the attack squad can get in there in that burn zone and take over that objective, which they are doing now. Uh-oh, it looks like the defensive unit has been wiped out. And that looks like a JG Hacks. JG Hacks is in the game for BSR5. He was not on my sheet, but I believe he was no, I do not have a reserve list, so Law is trying to take over. BSR5 has men there, and it's slowing them down, but they need to shake off some of those Law fighters so that they can get that objective and push them back. It looks like Law has taken over the building that Dragon King's defensive unit used to take over. They're close to, Law is close to taking over that objective. Need to get some guys in that burn zone, or shake some guys out. And they will not be able to do it, and BSR5 is going to need to fall back again. Lots of building to building fighting will be going on in this particular map, ladies and gentlemen. See where they set up. There is a lone man from Law in here getting into that building. And it looks like the rest of his squad is starting to throw down smoke into the area. Delta Ghost shooting down. Norse PIT is down there waiting for that objective to go live. The objective has gone live. It is Objective D. Looks like Dragon King Soup is setting up inside the building, looking for good firing lines, probably to shoot down that street, because that seems where Law is coming. I will call that the left flank, left area of the street. It looks like BSR5 has that objective pretty well covered here. Onto the right flank, they have Law pretty much well in control there. Good setup by BSR5. Defensive unit is really well set up into that building, probably shooting down to that left flank, and the rest of the units can concentrate on that right flank, and they took over the objective and they're pushing back into the center again. Into the beginning objective. Looks like there is less buildings to work with. Law looks like they are already set up. We'll call that Hotel California, ladies and gentlemen. They are set up in Hotel California. And we'll call the other side Hotel Artemis. And that is where BSR5 will be setting up. The objective is live. So here we go. Law has got a first dibs on that objective. Nism is down. Looks like Dragon King Soup is... No, he is not down. He took out a man. It just looked like he was down. And it's a push-pull on the objective right now. We have, it looks like Ace Chicken Wings is going in to the Hotel California to borrow a cup of sugar, and he just simply said, give me the whole bag. Oh, there is some nice fighting going over there in Hotel Artemis. BSR5 is really, look at that team firing. It is very nasty when you have team firing going on. I can tell you that, ladies and gentlemen, being a Destiny player. BSR5 has more men in that burn zone currently, but it is slowing down. They almost have C. Can they get it? They get it, and they push Law back. We're going to float our way over here to Triangle Square, we'll call it. We'll call it Triangle Square. And it looks like that is Rotten Tongues already in one of the buildings. He looks like he's been taken out. We have a new player here, looks like. That's Ganja Slayer getting that man up. That is probably what he's doing. Nope, I don't think he's playing a medic. Objective is live. First dibs is Law. BSR5 looks like they are trying to get their squads organized. We have Nism here, along with Delta Ghost, I believe, trying to make their way down the street. This is what Nism and... Oh, that's Calaxis. My apologies, that is Calaxis. And Dragon King Soup is getting in the building. Looks like he has been taken down. I see H Chicken Wings over there with, I believe that's JG Hacks and Jimmy Slayer, and then they are starting to slowly try to swing it to their way. Oh, looks like Dragon's King Soup unit is setting up defensively into that building. And I'm trying to... Who is that? I believe that was Rotten Tongues. But it looks like Dragon's unit is having some unscheduled visitors. And the house is on fire. The house is on fire. Woot woot, the house is on fire. But Dragon's team is still up, healthy and hale. B is really being pushed back and forth. Ron Tung's in the building across the street. Getting those men up. And it looks like B is starting to slowly be swung Law's way. I see Dragon King's squad is coming down the street, shooting down the street. Uh-oh, Law has numbers. They have numbers. BSR5 is going to need to push. Looks like Jimmy Slayer is trying to get a squad into that building. King Duggar is rushing, trying to get into that burn zone to slow it down. And the Law has taken the objective, and BSR5 is going to need to fall back to C in Hotel California in Hotel Artemis. And they've got, looks like Dragon's squad is already set up in Hotel Artemis. Keeping Law, oh, that's a bunch of Law guys that they've got to take down. And looks like Hotel Artemis is going to claim, Law is going to take over Hotel Artemis for now. And they have a lot of men in the burn zone and are slowly taking over C. And I see Hollywood in there along with... I cannot see those. Boy, it sucks having really bad vision, ladies and gentlemen. That is Ganja Slayer walking around the corner. BSR5 has more men right now in the burn zone. Dark Halo is he is watching their flank. I believe Ganja Slayer has spawned on him along with JG Hacks, and there's Hollywood, and there's Rotten Tongues. And it looks like the defensive unit has taken over Hotel California and is shooting across to Hotel Artemis. Prime Assassin is down there. A lot of smoke being thrown out. Looks like the defensive unit is going to need to take care of some visitors. We have Notorious PAT. Oh, he was in the burn zone. Looks like he was slowly inching that way. We have Jimmy Slayer along with Hollywood and JD Hacks and Rotting Tongues and the other side of the building from Hotel Artemis. BSR5 has more players right now in the burn zone. Look at the defensive unit taking out their unwanted visitors. Very good defensive setup there they got going. They come a rolling over here with JD Hacks, Prime Assassin, Rot Tongues, Dark Halo, and they come a rolling. They are probably the one prime guys in that burn zone right now, even though it has swayed into the Law's hands slightly. That's it, get those men up there. It looks like they have a visitor right there trying to come in and shake the defensive unit out of that side of the building. And it looks like the rest of that squad is coming in, and they're probably going to assault. Yes, they're going to probably get in there and try to shake the defensive unit out of that building. And it looks like BSR5 is swaying that. Oh, they had it swayed, and it is going back down to reset, and they're still in BSR5's hands. They just need to score it and cap it. And it looks like BSR5 has the whole side of Hotel Artemis as their playground right now. We have King Duggar over here along with Rumple Foreskin, and they are shooting down the street, I believe. Rotten Tongue along with JD Hacks Hollywood. They come a rolling. They're in Hotel Artemis. And Dragon King's crew still putting a great defensive fight over there. It looks like Prime Assassin and Dark Halo and Rotting Tongues and Notorious PAT are throwing some fire over there to the defensive unit to help them out. Probably spotting the enemy unit, also giving them some extra heads up and be able to get better kill. Boy, this is going on for probably a good 4 minutes here in this battle on this point right here on point C. Again, the mode is front lines. I believe BSR5 has more men in that burn zone over there. It looks like the defensive unit was wiped out. Yes, defensive unit over there was wiped out. But we have a lot of guys over here on the Hotel Artemis side that have been sitting there and been pretty good there. Looks like Law has taken over Hotel California. They have taken over Hotel California. It looks like Dragon, the defensive unit, is back over here on Hotel California trying to reclaim it. Because that's exactly how that defensive unit rolls. Rotten Tongues unit along here with Hollywood, I think it's JD Hacks and Prime Assassin. They've kept that building pretty much to themselves, and they just, when they don't have to worry about anyone asking them about Watchtower, they are shooting over there and helping out the defensive unit. Uh-oh, we have a whole unit over here of Law. Looks like Rotten Tongues, Ganja Slayer, and all of them, they're coming over there to shake them out. Splitting up the team over there from the other side. Not a bad idea. They can respawn on them if they go down. Defensive unit there has been having quite a busy time when Law decides to throw some men their way. They're trying to split their fire occasionally to make sure that no one comes there to take their prime cush, and then also helping out their fellow unit men over here on Hotel Artemis side. Look at that. Looks like we got Jimmy Slayer and a couple of boys over here sweeping the law out of that side of Hotel Artemis. Uh-oh, the defensive unit looks like they've gotten overrun. Who is still up? Oh, they're still spawning over there. And it looks like they've been wiped out. They're going to have to try to reclaim that. That has been their pretty much corner of that building over there in Hotel California. And it looks like Rotten Tongue's unit over here, along with Prime Assassin in Taurus PAT, they have some visitors. And they have secured and told them to fuck off. But it looks like Law has taken over Hotel California, and they are starting to try to slowly creep C into their favor. And it looks like the defensive unit is coming back and try to reclaim that little corner of Hotel California back for themselves, and it looks like they have done so. And we have Ace Chicken Wings over here on the other side of Hotel California, making life miserable. It looks like there's no one. Okay, there's Rotten Tongues over there with a couple of his lads, and looks like they've been wiped out on that side of Hotel Artemis. I mean, the objective has slowly inched to each side for a bit, and then it keeps going back down to the neutral setting where it's pretty much anyone's. This has been a while since Law has pushed at that this objective that far. But again, there it goes. They've lost its sway on it, and it has gone back down to 0, and BSR5 has a slight inching on that. Defensive unit is just sitting there. It looks like they have a couple extra men with them. That is Delta Dragon in Calaxis. Let's take a look at in here. Let's be a bunch of voyeurs and watch them as they work. Yep, the full unit is there, and they are taking down the prone position, and they are shooting a lot of napalm grenades being thrown in there. Dragon is the medic of that unit, and he's a top-notch medic. Keeping his men up. Oh, they got overrun, though. A lot of BSR5 members over there on Hotel Artemis' side, but C has again set back down to the reset with a slight inching towards Law. Let's go see if we can get a look-see inside that building over here on Hotel Artemis' side. See what these gentlemen are looking at. Looks like his Law is trying to come over here. We have King Duggar down here with a unit of men here. Let's see, King Duggar, JD Hacks. I believe that's Dark Halo and Rotting Tongues. Trying to keep that side of the building in their possession so they can stay in that burn zone. Oh, I've been The C has been taken over. Law looks like they went and they made things miserable over there in Hotel California. BSR5 falling back to, I believe this will be D again. I see the defensive unit getting in the building and setting up already. There's King Duggar running down the street. I believe he's going to go to the right flank, along with Rumpel, Notorious PIT, and Prime Assassin. It worked great the last time they had to fall back to this point, with the defensive unit shooting down the left flank to keep Law busy. And they would split the defenders on the right flank between two units to shoot down the streets, and then also have the high ground for the defensive unit to get some nice shots. As you can see, there's Prime Assassin, King Duggar, watching that right flank. Ace Chicken Wings down on street level, along with Calaxis, Jimmy Slayer, Delta Ghost, and I believe Dragon King Soup is there. They were going more street level than they were higher elevation. They got that side pretty much covered. How about on this right side? This right side looks pretty well defended. Someone did some pruning there of the tree. Law is trying to come through the building. Through the building. Looks like that push has helped them shake D out of Law's possession, BSR5's possession. Looks like the defensive unit has fallen back a little bit more into the building because they do not have cover fire down the street. Law is got the square well handled here, unfortunately. And they're all looks like BS5 is spawning all on the defensive unit. Slow down the advance for Law to take over D. And we have Jimmy Slayer, Prime Assassin, and they come a-rolling, running down that street from the on the right side flank, splitting the fire of Law. And it looks like that might have helped, because it looks like Law almost got D, but it is slowly slid out of their possession. Running tongues with a lot of shooting down that street, taking out a lot of men there. And it is back in BSR5's possession. Prime Assassin is still up and is shooting down, and it looks like they're slowly gaining possession of the square. Very important that they do so, because then they can set up those cover flanks on the left and the right side down the street, and then the defensive unit can get into those buildings. It looks like King Duggar is going to be watching the building, because the last time Law came through those buildings, and that's how they were able to slowly sway the point back into their favor. Yeah, that looks like they're trying to do, Law is trying to do that again. King Duggar is down there, and he is taking looks like he might have took one guy out. But Law is coming back in through that building, back alley. BSR5 Omamas has D. Can they grab it? They grabbed it, and we go back to C. Back to the bridge in the canal. Law's a lot of men already falling back to that Hotel California side, and they're going to take roost. I'm pretty sure that is where the defensive unit is going to be going, right here, this corner building. That seems to be where they like to operate for BSR5. Looks like that was Jimmy and Notorious PAT. I think that was on Hotel Artemis' side, trying to set up. That's Prime Assassin, and they come a-rolling. Jimmy Slayer is there with them. They're trying to set up. It is slightly in Law's favor. And there's the defensive unit there again, trying to set up shop right over there. It looks like they have Dark Halo that is giving them some assist. Delta Ghost is in there by himself right now. He does not have a medic. Dragon King Soup is the medic in that particular unit, but it looks like he is taking care of the unwanted visitors, and they're starting to spawn back on him, his unit. So they'll start shutting up shop. They come a-rolling is down. Prime Assassin is there on the other side of Hotel Artemis. And even though there's a lot of lawmen there in Hotel California, the defensive unit is just constantly respawning. Dragon is probably keeping them up and about and healthy. Let's see what is going over on this side. It seems to be mostly Law on this side. It looks like BSR5 is spawning over here on the, we will call this the left flank. That is JD Hacks. That is Ace Chicken Wings. That is Rumple, I believe, and King Duggar. They're coming in here. There's Jimmy Slayer. He just spawned on them. Notorious PIT. They're coming over to the Artemis side. I think that seems to be their particular point. Dragon is down. He is back up. And they are taking care of business over there on Hotel California side. They are still up, and they are slowly, the point seems to be in Law's favor. They need to push. Oh, it looks like them coming rolling, and Prime Assassin's units went down on the side of Hotel Artemis. But it looks like I have enough men in the burn zone to push that back. Oh, there's a lot of BSR5 over here on Hotel Artemis' side. That's Ace Chicken Wings running down. Probably as a distraction, but also he is very good at what he does. Remember, he went to borrow some sugar and took the whole bag, and it looks like he's doing it again. That is helping out the defensive unit. And what do we have here? Time is up. I was not even paying attention. The action was really intense. Any minute, game. Any minute. Any minute. It is a draw. A draw. 4-4. That is the end of round. What do we got here? Those are the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like our big killer was Ace Chicken Wings on BSR5 side, and the big killer for Law was Fanufanus. Those were the big killers of that match. Dragon King Soup looks like he probably took MVP of that match. Remember, he is a medic. I don't see the medic, the other stats when it comes to support players, like people throwing down animation or keeping their men up if they're a medic. But I bet he probably scored a lot of points reviving his teammates. All right, this looks like it's going to be a night fight. Oh, I have to admit, I've only done one match where it was a night fight, and night fighting is not fun. Visibility is low, and sometimes you might mistaken another player from the other team. Oh, looks like they're starting. I didn't see Law spawn in. Yes, let's see, did they switch colors? That is, yes, they switched colors. So now BSR5 is blue, Law is red. BSR5 already taking over the objective. Is Law spawned at all? And now I don't see anyone on the map. It could be they are resetting this match up. Even though we still show, yeah, there's still BSR5 is down here. It looks like there's only one unit. And they are all dead. So it looks like they are resetting this up. Yep. And now there's a Law guy that has been spawned in. And he, as you can hear from the yell of pain, he just took himself out of the action. So we are up to match 2, and match 2 is going to be brought to you by Blood of Christ Wineries, featuring our Blood of Christ table red wines. Also, we have just started our craft beer. 13 out of 14 apostles agree that it is good, so good that they threw in Mary Magdalene. So we are waiting for the match to start. I see Law is all spawned in. I do not see... Oh, BSR5 they are spawning in. Law might have got a slight jump. So Law is starting to take over the objective rather fast. I do not know if they were communicating to make sure that every one spawns in at the same time. No, it looks like they are restarting the match. Restarting the match. And today's match is also brought to you by Craven Moorhead's Big Bug Biscuits. Come get you some, especially now during grilling season here in the States. Can't go wrong with hot buns. And the teams are setting up. Again, the mode is Frontlines for those of you who have joined in. The objective is to try to get to C first, and then that is when the pushing and pulling starts, and your objective is to try to push the other unit all the way back to their spawn zone and take over the last objective to win the match. Last match was a draw. It was a push and pull all the way through. It went to the wire, and the judges, from a 4-to-4 capture ratio, 4 for BSR5, 4 for Law, and it ended up a draw. And this is a rematch from a match they had 2 weeks ago. So BSR5 is looking to get a little bit of a measure of revenge. I'm looking at the teams. We are missing one person. I believe that will be from BSR5's team. Yeah, we have Ganja Slayer Rotten in Hollywood. Who are they missing out of their... Dark Halo is not in the squad right now. I don't know if he's having issues with EA's balancing system or server shenanigans. I mean, if there are any developers and programmers, you need to have something better for teams that are trying to do a private match, and they have set up their own server within the game frame, and where they don't have to deal with balancing issues and being able to set up like this, because it slows the game down. Everyone wants to get into that action, and it looks like Dark Halo is back in there. So it looks like teams are at full strength. So we should be see a starting of the match. They're probably going to put it at a certain time when they all spawn in. I'm guessing they'll probably go for 38.5 or 38, and both teams should spawn in. This should be an interesting match to watch at night. I wasn't paying attention to which map it is. I apologize. I'm a bit of noob sauce with this game. So derisive chuckles are allowed. Takun the Fail Kitteh has always made sure that she knows that. But her being a cat, she's already derisive of me as is. Just simply feed me human, give me my noms, and clean up my poops. So hopefully it looks like it will be starting. I see Law has spawned in, and there's BSR5. All right, so it is a go. Let us go with a POV shot to start the match. We are with Ace Chicken Wings. And Ace Chicken Wings is part of the Fuck You Assault Squad. And they are moving slowly to the thing. He throws a grenade out, and he is watching the sides. Oh, looks like a kill for Ace Chicken Wings. And he is running through that smoke. And his job is to assault the team. So he is looking for a fight. But he looks like, yep, there he goes. Oh, he is still up, still up. Oh, and he's been taken down. Let's go to regular action here. And it looks like BSR5 is slowly trying to take over that point. As you saw from the POV shot, it's not that the vision is limited, it's just people blend in with that environment. So sharp eyes are a must during night fighting matches. BSR5 looks like Law has some people in the burn area. But BS5 looking like they got some snipers that are taking out anyone trying to cross. This is probably a sniper map. There's really not much cover to hide behind. And poking your head out could, especially if you're spotted, could give those snipers an easy kill. BSR5 has a lot of men over there. Oh wait, no, it looks like we have... Yes, they have swapped colors again. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. So that means Law has more men right in the burn area. Again, I apologize. Wish they could just stay as one color. So BSR5 is trying to get into the burn. They need to get it into that burn zone. Law seems quite spread out. And can they stop it? No, they cannot, so they will have to fall back. Falling back. Over here with the spotlights. And I'm pretty sure that glare is going to be slightly detrimental to the attackers. At least that's my theory. Looks like a lot of trenches, so there's going to be a lot of A lot of man-o-man action down there. Close quarter combat. Grenades can be really... Yes, Takun the Fail Kitteh. Grenades would be very good to use down here. Everyone being bunched up, you could probably get a lot of kills. It looks like that is exactly what they are doing with the napalm grenades. BSR5 has a lot of men in those trenches, and they are got the upper hand so far on capturing the point. Alright, looks like it's swung slightly into Law's favor. They have a lot of men in there. Here comes BSR5, that's coming from their spawn. Coming in from the rear flank, we'll call that. And they are taking them out a bunch of Law. Law will have a slightly longer run for respawning unless they can spawn on a unit. But BSR5 is coming in there and they're starting to clear out Law. And B has slid it into BSR5's favor right now at this point. Trying to get more men into those trenches. Probably sending up men around corners to try to get kills. There's a lot of lights down there, so should not be a hard time figuring out who is who. B, it looks like, has gone back to the neutral position. BSR5 is getting men stuck into their positions and looks like setting up defensive cordons with men looking down certain shooting lanes. It's going to be a gritty fight. Looks like Law has got the upper hand currently on B. BSR5 has got to get on their cabooses really fast here and get in there. And there they got numbers coming in. Slowly slowing down Law's advantage. But they cannot get in there quick enough to take care of it. They are going to have to fall back to, I believe this will be D or B. And BSR5 is already there in the majority, in the thick in the center. It looks like there's two trenches on the left and the right flanks and a hilly area above. Let's see how they're doing. The objective has not gone live yet. Has not gone live. Alright, it's gone live and BSR5 has the early advantage. There's Rotting Tongues in Delta Ghost watching that left flank. Doing a good job of it. They have visitors over top. Trying to take them a grenade. Oh, they've been taken down. I believe that was Delta Ghost that just went down last, but we still have Rotting Tongues over here. Bunch of men coming in from Law. We have Jimmy Slayer over there in the back with, I believe that is Notorious PIT. But they've gone down. Let's see where that objective's at. It is slightly in Law's favor. They're trying to condense their men to set up. But, oh, look at that! We have a full assault over here coming over here from BSR5. There's Jimmy Slayer, there's Hollywood, there's Rotten Tongues, Notorious PIT, Rumple Foreskins. They come a-rolling. It looks like they caused a lot of problems over there on that left flank. A is still in Law's favor, but then we have Jimmy Slayer, Prime Assassin over here. And Delta Coast coming over on the right side flank. Takun the Fail Kitteh says, throw those grenades in there, gentlemen. Throw those grenades in there. A little too late. That was A, so they were falling back to their spawn. Jimmy Slayer is watching point B. His squad will probably be spawning in on him. And Notorious B.I.T. looked like he was on A. It looks like they might be switching sides. Law's coming in down the middle, splitting the difference with a left flank by two of their men. Here comes BSR5 with the defense. And we have some BSR5 members coming with a rear flank, it looks like. Uh-oh. They have planted a bomb on B. They need to get a defuse. Jimmy Slayer is getting on that. It looks like he might get the defuse. He has some help over the top. There we go. They've got B back into their possession. All right, we have artillery coming in onto the enemy positions. There we go. It is coming down. Took out a couple men in the back. So another artillery strike coming in for BSR5. Where is that coming in on it? All the way in the back, and it looks like lower back in their spawn. They come rolling down here with Notorious PIT. There's Hollywood on the left flank. Oh, the game mechanic is in the game. Did not see him come in. He must have come in from reserves. I do not know who he is taking over for. I see Calaxis is in there. He's still in the game. Prime Assassin, Ace Chicken Wings. There's Rumple Foreskin. There's Nism. Another artillery shelling is coming in on to Law. Where is it dropping? It is dropping back there onto the right rear flank. Looks like it took out a guy. Uh-oh, the left flank over here got overrun. Rotting Tongues, though, is on it along with Ganja Slayer. And the game mechanic got spawned in, and even though they gave up blood for that, they took out that unit. And they are pushing back. They are pushing back. So they have successfully defended their units. Law, though, is really well set up over here. I believe this is B point. B point again. No, it is A. It is A. Sorry, it is A. BSR5 is trying to move over here on this left flank. Do they have a flank going on to the right side? No, they do not. Okay, they are trying to set up here. Looks like they might be going up that right flank. They have numbers on that side. See how well they do. Got a couple men going over the tump. I see Rumple just probably took out a guy. Game mechanic in there with Tongues in Hollywood. Can they shake him out? No, they can't. They're going to have to fall back. And BSR5 is falling back. Let's see how well they did. A very well defense of A and B. Law only was able to get a plant on B, and it didn't last very long. Looks like Law is filling up that left flank pretty well. And some artillery is coming down onto Law. Where is it going to drop? It is going to drop on that left flank. And Law's coming in for a plant on B. Delta Ghost is there and takes that man out. It looks like we have Ace Chicken Wings over the top on the high ground. And I believe that is Rumple Foreskin. They jump in. Getting on the dirty there. Rumple taking out some men and getting up King Duggar. King Duggar is down there along with Nizam watching B. And we have a full group over there watching A. It's more artillery coming down onto that right flank, taking out, looks like a man or two off of Law. And Whirly Law is just overloading that B side. And they're getting a plant right now. Butter is been armed. It looks like Jimmy Slayer is getting in there. Can he get a defuse? He's getting help there by Dragon King Soup. They get a defuse. Great teamwork. Great teamwork. We have defused objective button. Well defending A there. Why? Some great teamwork to make sure B got that defuse. Artillery coming down now on Law, all the way in the back middle. Doesn't look like it did much. Looks like we have 8 tickets they need to bleed to push back. Looks like pretty well defended. They got everyone in the middle, but it looks like everyone can get to points when they need to, as long as they have their callouts. Uh-oh, we have a plant on B, a plant on B. The enemy has armed objective button. They need to bleed those tickets and then get a defuse. They need to do that. Jimmy is there trying to get the defuse. Could not get the defuse. Artillery coming down. I do not know where. That looks like Ganja Slayer tried to get the defuse. Ace Chicken Wings coming in. Can he get it? No, he cannot. Calaxis not going to get it. Can they get it? No, it does not look like they're going to get that defuse. They lost Butter, but they pushed back because they could not get A. BSR5 really needs to push back Law on this point because they have, I believe, the slight advantage by 1 flag and a taking out a point. Can BSR5 come up with a tactic that'll allow them to get in there and shake Law loose? Not a well. Law had a better setup last pushback. Doesn't seem like quite so this time, unless they are trying to do a spawn camp. They have a unit back there at BSR5 spawn. Could they be trying to use that tactic that BSR5 used in a match from last week? Looks like BSR5 has spawned all the way back behind the lines from Law and are coming in on that left flank. Oh wow, they just wiped out BSR5 up there on that plan. Who we got down here? We have a unit down here, Nortours PIT. I can see that. I can see Rumple Foreskin. And that, oh, he went down before I could catch his name. There's Nizam. We have a full unit over here on that left flank. They're trying to push. They need to push. Again, this is night fighting, so this is very difficult. Looks they have got enough people in the burn zone to slowly push back. And A is almost went down. It is a quarter. It is now at, yep, it looks like they've got that back to neutral position. We have 20 minutes left in the match. Plenty of time for BS5 to get some more flags and to push Law back into their zone. And look at that. We have numbers for BSR5. They're setting up forward men to slow down that left flank. And they're setting up on the right flank. Let's see. Oh, they have no defenders on that left flank. Unless they are going to get to try to do a slight back-to-back method. They've got 3/4 on that capture on A. It looks like it's getting down and dirty now. Uh-oh. It looks like Law's pushed BSR5 off the point. So resetting back into neutral position. BSR5 is spawning further up. Oh, we have a flank over here on the right side. And it looks like that was the left side, correct. Sorry, left side was that original push, and now we have everyone on the right flank. Looks like A is going to go reset back into the neutral position, and now is edging towards BSR5. BSR5 is trying to consolidate onto that point. It looks like they have the majority of that map with men, but there's a push right straight down the middle by Law with a left flank. We have a unit spreading out to the right to watch the right side. Law looks like they are going to set that back to neutral position, but we still have a lot of BSR5 men dug in. And a couple guys coming up the top on the middle. I believe that is King Duggar, and we have Rumple and Ace Chicken Wings and Hollywood. Oh, Hollywood I think just got popped. But we still have a lot of men down there for BSR5 still stuck in those trenches. And they've swayed it back to their favor. You know, it is going back and forth now on point A. That is JD Hack still down there in the dirty, and he just got taken out. There is a bunch of spawn points going on. Someone is throwing some mustard gas in there. Mustard gas is being thrown out. Night fighting with a gas mask is not fun. Plus the glare of those lights probably make it difficult. We have a flank onto the right side by BSR5. They're coming in, slowing the advance of the capping of the point, and it looks like they're going to push that back down to neutral position. Jimmy Slayer down there, he's gone down. Dragon King Soup went down, and so A is going to go more into favor for Law. Prime Assassin, everyone is spawning on him. They're just come rolling on the top. Rotting Tongues. There's Ganja Slayer. And then there's looks like a flank coming on the left side. See JD Hacks there. These Chicken Wings going over the top. There's Calaxis, the Game Mechanic. I think he went down. Being well fought over here on this objective. We have 15 minutes left in the match. And it looks like they took over the objective. BSR5 is going to have to fall back. They have only one telegraph to defend. They are going to need to fight tooth and nail on this. need to bleed those tickets to be able to push back to B again. We have a defense over there on for the left flank. They're going to need to watch the over the top in that left flank. Artillery is coming down. Coming down onto the right flank. Nothing looked like it helped. No damage done. They're trying to bleed those tickets. They're under 30 tickets. Looks like BSR5 is well stuck in there and well defending the points that they need to watch. Wondering if they're going to throw another artillery barrage. Yes, here comes another one. Where is that going to land? No one looks like they took a hit from that from Law, but it's still got to be jarring to have that artillery come down over your head. They're down to 9 tickets. Well defending this point. Another artillery barrage coming in on that left flank. Nice. Looks like they took out 2 guys with that. Hollywood and JD Hacks have been defending that point very well, and anyone who came in there didn't last very long. And we are pushing back to B. Did I hear a Wilhelm scream? Because if that is, that's pretty nice. Looks like they are trying to, both teams are trying to set up with a strategy. BSR5 has to come up with something to be able to push Law off this point. They have not been able to push them off that point.
Capture objective apples.
Alright, let's see what BSR5 is going to come up with. Looks like they're trying to set up a flank on that right side. Look like they have men on that left flank shooting into the trench. They need to get more men, though, in there. That burn zone. They really need to push. And that looks like they're going to have to fall back again. Again, it is just going to be that one telegraph that they have left. Notorious PIT is automatically there, sitting and waiting. Hollywood is going back into that position. That's what he did last round. In the same spot. And he's got a visitor. And he takes him out. He's going to have a couple more visitors. He takes that MN out also. And here comes another visitor. Trying to get a plant. Oh, Hollywood has been taken out and they have a plant. BSR5 needs to get in there. Rotting Tongues look like he's making a dash for it. Can he get that defuse? Rumble Skillson over the top. Yes, he does. Hollywood is coming back in. They have assigned jobs, so Hollywood is basically going to sit there, and I believe that is Nizam or is that JD's hacks again? No, that is Nizam. Nizam is going to see there and being his buddy. We're going to watch that point. There is a push over here on the right flank. Trying to go over the top. Looks like JD Hacks is there, taking the point that he had last time. It was both JD and Hollywood has been taken down. It looks like that was grenade. Hollywood, back up. JD Hacks, back up. Everyone is swarming over there to watch it. Nizam is now there. Oh, Nizam is down. They're trying to get a plant. Law is getting a plant. They've got a plant. They have 9 tickets to bleed, but they need to get that defuse. Or bleeding tickets will mean nothing. I do not know if they can get. There's a guy sitting there, and they have sworn. Oh, they've been all taken out. I think that was with the grenade. Zero tickets, but they don't have a defuse. That should be a win for Law. And that is Ace Chicken Wings unit was the unit of that match, though. JD Hacks was there helping Hollywood protect that, especially that A telegraph when that's all they had. Looks like Ace Chicken Wings was again the big killer for BSR5's team, and the big killer on Law looks like that was Thomas LTU. Oh, I apologize. It looks like it might be a toss-up between him and Fanu Fanis. Dragon King Soup again on the top of the leaderboards for PSR5. Remember, he is a medic, so he gets extra points. PSR5 just couldn't push back from A and to get that back down to B. JD Hacks, though, in Hollywood, they defended that point pretty well. Hollywood had a lot of visitors. He just got overwhelmed. And that match was brought to you by Dr. Javorski's Jazzercise and Bingo Night. Shake what that doctor gave you. Alright, if this is going by the standard rules that I believe, BSR5 needs to win this match. Win this match, and then there will be a tiebreaker match. Okay, they are setting up. They're probably going to determine when they will all spawn in. Probably either 39 or 38 minutes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching today's match. And again, it was another quick one. Tomorrow there will be a match, and we will be ready for that one. We have always streamed the match on Sunday. It'll be probably at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't have the details just yet on who BSR5 will be going against. They're just waiting for the teams to get ready and call when they will all spawn in. just waiting for the teams to get ready. Looks like they're not having problems getting all their teams all set up, so I'm going to look here. Apples is still going to be... Oh, what? Looks like they've switched colors again. So Rumpel, Ace Chicken Wings, King Duggar, and JD Hacks. Dragon King, Soup, Nizam, Calaxis, and Delta Ghost. They have been together there. The Ganja Slayer, Rotting Tongues, Hollywood. The game mechanic came in. And I believe, who did he replace? Looking here, he looks like he replaced Dark Halo, Notorious PAT, they come a Roland, Prime Assassin, and Gym Slayer. So, again, game mechanic came in off the bench, and the match has started. And I was caught off guard, and here we go. They both got there pretty fast. C is over here. I believe this is Suez Canal, I believe. And BSR5 looks like to have the numbers currently in their favor on C. Again, not a lot of cover unless you're pushing back into the town back there on both sides. This is a pretty good, I believe, sniper map. I can hear some horses. All right, that looks like that is the law side. Again, they flipped colors. BSR5 currently has the men taking over, and it is back to neutral position. And we have Notorious PAT, JD Hacks, Prime Assassin, Jimmy Slayer, Calaxis, and Delta Ghost taking over that little stretch of... Oh, and the horse goes down, and the rider went with him. Oh, and Delta Ghost said, you could go fuck off too, and took him out. He is the only one on there. Dragon King has spawned on him. Dragon King, watch out. Oh, he gets run down. Delta Ghost still in that corner. Taking out, they know where he's at. He's moving out of that position and repositioned. Took out another guy before he went down. And Law has got the majority of the men on C. Come on, BSR5. You need to push. You need to push. And BSR5 is going to be falling back into the city. We're waiting for that point to spawn. And remember, BSR5 needs to get a win. A lot of people on the top shooting down on higher ground. We have Ganja Slayer, Hollywood. They come a-rolling. Notorious PAT, Rotting Tongues. All right, we are on objective D, so that would be D, and I believe E for BSR5. Jimmy Slayer running into those buildings. I believe that's another horse, and I believe that is on the Law side. Jimmy Slayer taking out a bunch of men on that position. And he goes down. Dragon Soup coming in. He goes down. Nizam behind him. Trying to take out the horse. And the horse and the rider go down. But they need to get in there. And they sway it. No, they don't. They are falling back. Right now in this match, BSR5 down 0-2 on captures. There's Delta Ghost inside that building along with Dragon King. And they both go down. Waiting for the point to spawn. It has not spawned in yet. Another horse on Law's side. Initial point is going to BSR5 with a slow crawl up there. We are on point E. And it looks like they're getting numbers. They're getting organized. A lot of smoke. Some buildings going down. You have Nizam, Delta, they come in rolling for the back on the defense with the Game Mechanic and Rotting Tongues. They're slowly moving that. Can they get the capture? They get the capture and they push back. So it's 1-2 in favor of Law currently. And we're going to that open-ended point. Wait for the point to spawn. They're trying to take care of those horses. They can be very annoying. And they take that down. And the rider. BSR5 setting up in that small little building there. They have some visitors. Can they shake them off? Objective is up. Initially in the favor of BSR5. And they're getting men into that burn zone. And planting themselves in. There is another horse. The Taurus PIT caught in some fire. Can he get in out of that? We have Prime Assassin spawned on him. He's helping him out. He is still in BSR5's favor currently. They have more men. Of course, not really counting too much because he's just zooming around the map right at this point. Dragon King and that is Calaxis with JG hacks. East Chicken Wings. Looks like they're going to push. They push. It is now even. Flags are now even. We're going back to C, which is really in wide open territory. Not a lot of cover at all. There's a building that you might be able to get in that burn zone. We have, it looks like a flank that is starting to develop on the left side for BSR5 with some cover, with a wall or two. Not much cover. It looks like they might be trying to flank around the rear. That is exactly looks like that they're trying to do. Rotting Tongues with Hollywood and the Game Mechanic, along with Calaxis. Who am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anyone. And the objective is up. Initially in favor of Law, but not by much. We still have the Game Mechanic and Hollywood back here alone, and everyone's spawning on them. There looks like Ganja Slayer also. And the Game Mechanic back on there. And Rotting Tongue's back on there. And we got Rumpelstiltskin coming in here. Oh, he takes out the walls. He's taking out that cover. C is still pretty much in neutral position. Very good idea there by Rumpel to take out that building. Less cover for the defenders. And it looks like BSR5 is coming up the middle with a lot of men. C is slightly going in favor of Law, but not by much. A lot of people respawning over that dune. There's a firefight going over the edge of that dune. There's Jimmy Slayer. He's been taken down, but we have a bunch of men over here on the left flank from the BSR5 side. Shooting in, trying to shake those men out of the very little cover that they can get. We have someone on a horse for BSR5. Who is that? He got off his horse and he has been taken down. It is slid back into BSR5, and BSR5 is trying to consolidate into that little area with little cover they can get. We have a flank coming on the left side over there. There's JD Hacks along with They Come a Rolling and Jimmy. Men in that middle in that small little cover giving what for. It looks like we have people covering that right flank for BSR5. Trying to grab that. Trying to grab that point. It's slowly moving on there. You only have Rotten Tongue sitting here in the burn zone all alone. He's been taken out. But they take the point and they're pushing. Pushing their BSR5's first push on this map. They are now up 3-2. With 26 minutes left in the match. Law is already consolidated on the point. Point has not spawned. There is a lot of cover on here. Takun the Fail Kitteh has said, lob those grenades in there. Take out that cover for the defenders. And it looks like they're setting up a flank over here on the left from Law's spawn point view. Objective has spawned, so it is B and A. Got the game mechanic, Rotten Tongues, Ganja Slayer, Hollywood in those buildings in the back. Can they shake enough men out there to get a edgewise and get people to spawn on them? Rotten Tongues still up, Hollywood still up. He gets Ganja Slayer up. Ganja Slayer in Hollywood. They have gone down. They have gone down. But we have Delta Ghost and Nism pushing from the front along with Jimmy. Notorious PAT. They come around. They're coming in with numbers. Oh, there. That looks brutal, brutal fighting right there in that building. And some of the building has come down. And the point is going back to neutral position. It is anyone's point at this point. Just wanted to point that out. And they are... BSR5 has numbers in there, and they're starting to get that into their favor. Taking out those buildings. Both teams probably thinking the same thing, depending on the situation. Another horse is coming in. Looks like that he got off. No, he's still on that horse. Whoever that is for Law. BSR5 trying to consolidate. And it looks like it's going back to neutral position. Rotten Tongues in. Has just been taken out. Delta Ghost is still there. Keeping that position from going too fast in Law's position and hold. Yep, there goes a lot of that cover there. There's nowhere to stand for any snipers on that building, so don't expect a lot of sniper shots from either team. BSR5, it is a toss-up right now for B. Here comes BSR5 with a push. They have a lot of numbers, but Law has a lot of numbers on the other side of that building. B has been mostly, for the last minute or two, been in a neutral position. And it looks like the numbers are now slightly in favor of BSR5. Looks like a lot of rocket fire. More buildings going down. I do not know if that's from the ship. That ship looks pretty much that is toast over there. Hollywood sitting here back, trying to get that point in the favor of them. Delta Ghost there, standing there. It is getting close. Oh no, they've been swayed off, swayed off. It has been pushed. Is it going to neutral position? It is back to neutral position. They were so close to taking that point. And now Law has the numbers on this point. But as you can see, there's a huge rush. That's the whole team just rushing in on at once. It all comes down to skill and firefight. Let's see what we got here. B seems to be slightly in favor, and no, it is going back down to neutral position. BSR5 was so close on the on that previous push before then of almost capturing that point. BSR5 trying to shake the men out there so they can get an advantage and get men to spawn in on back on that point. The Law is, for the most part, spawning back onto their spawn point. Looks like it's going back to neutral position. And Law has got numbers, but there we got men coming in. Ace Chicken Wings, that's Notorious PAT. There is Ghost and Calaxis and Ace Chicken Wings, and Dragon King is going around the building. He might be going for a sniper position. Purple Foreskin watching him. Yes, he is climbing up the building over there, and he is going to start picking men off. But B is in high hands. They need to get in there. Dragon looks like he might have been taken out by an enemy sniper. B is almost been taken over by Law. And it has. We are falling back. Game is now tied 3 flags to 3 flags. We are back to C point. BSR5 spawning over the edge of that dune. Law has to make that slog across the open land. Trees do not give much cover on this map. Waiting for the point to spawn as the teams are slugging it out to get favorable position to start.
Capture objective
Looks like King Duggar on a horse is going to harry Law from behind. Point has spawned in initially in BSR5's favor. While they are taking those men out there, Digital Ghost, and I did not catch who was there with him, but Delta Ghost takes out all those men that were on that right flank. Rumple Foreskin and Ace Chicken Wings sitting there in the middle of the point. King Duggar still on his horse. There's Hollywood, there's Rumple still Foreskin, the game mechanic, and Nism making sure that they keep C squarely in. Oh, look at that! Look at that wipe over there! Nice wipe! And that is a quick capture by BSR5. Nice. Very nice. Pushing back. BSR5 now has a 4-3 flag lead. 17 minutes to go in the match. Teams are lugging out to get position, initial position on that point. It is going to be point B, I believe. Yes, I believe it is point B. Look at that. BSR5 already in the spawn side of Law. Initial in B is initially in favor of BSR5. Trying to take out those men, shake them out in the middle, but Law is spawning from the other side. So right now that point is pretty much up for grabs. There's Jimmy Slayer in the big, and he's been taken out. I see Dragon King Soup, Hollywood in those 4 positions. Delta Ghost, Game Mechanic, who came in from the last match off the bench to take over for Dark Halo. And we have a horse on Law side that'll be making life miserable. He is being contested very heavily right now. Look at that. BSR5 spread out. They got coverage all on that map currently. Where is Law spawning from? They're not spawning from that point, so they did not flip spawn sides. Very good defense there. They got a unit back there to harry the spawn for the people that are slugging their way all the way to B for Law. Shooting down across into the B territory. B looks like it's being slipping at just a slight. It looks like it's going back. Yes, it's going back to a toss-up. Jimmy Slayer still down there in that burn zone. Stuck in. And he has a whole squad that just spawned on him. Prime Assassin, and they come a-rolling. Pushing that back to neutral, to a toss-up. They have now everyone's spawning in on that point. Again, we still have that unit over here in the spawn zone, making it a tough job for. Oh, they have all but just. They all dropped down. The roof went down underneath their feet. Law, I think, sniffed that out. That was a very good tactic on both teams from BSR5 to get there to harry those people that are spawning back there for Law, and then Law finally figuring it out and just simply taking out that building. It is going to be a harder slugfest now both teams to try to take B. Currently, it does a toss-up. It has been tossing up. It's been almost captured. Delta Coast. Oh, and there's Jimmy Slayer coming in along with Ronnie Tongues and Notorious PIT to get it into their favor currently. They have numbers currently, but Law has a pretty good push developing there in that building. Communication is key among the squads. BSR5 still has B in their favor at this time. And another building that just went down. There's a horse on Law's side. It looks like BSR5 might get this point. Horse comes in, takes someone out, but I don't think it's going to matter. Yes, BSR5 has taken the point. They are up by 5-3 flag captures. And they're going to push, and it looks like they're pushing hard through those buildings and down the streets here. Spawn point objective has not. They are up here on the right flank, the majority of BSR5, getting in those buildings to building to building hopping. They are wassailing through those buildings, ladies and gentlemen, to get to the point, to get their figgy pudding. Just waiting for that, and it is objective A. And look at that. Numbers over here. They just went through those buildings and kept picking men up. Those medics doing a big-time job work there. Making sure that whole team is just getting their boots back on the ground. And they are setting up inside that building. There's a lot of cover in here. There is a... Nope, that is not a horse. That is a push on the left flank side spawn of Law. Jimmy taking out a man. Missing, getting run over by that horse. A is being fought hard. I see Ace Chicken Wings taking out a bunch of men inside that building. Are they going to push? Oh, they need to get the men. It is going back to neutral position. It says toss up now. We have, I believe that's Rotten Tongues and Dragon King Soup in that building. Dragon King has survived. What is he trying to do? He has been taken out. A is sliding into Law's favor. There looks like a flank coming on, developing on the left side by BSR5. Going through those small buildings over here. There's less cover. That building over there that they had initially set in does not look like it is viable for cover. Because I believe there is probably nothing to stand on. Rumpel coming in there with Dragon King Soup. Rumpel coming outside. I think he was trying to take out that squad and giving Dragon King some time to... Yep, I think he might have been trying to give Dragon time to possibly revive. So close to taking that A. They're coming back in. They're coming through the middle and developing a flank on the left side again. Or that would be the right side of BSR5 spawn. Not a lot of cover now. The initial building by A is pretty much no cover on the top, so there's a lot of grenades you can throw in there. The building off to the left side of it is missing a wall. We have Jimmy and they come a rolling setting up there. Jimmy has probably got a spot that he likes. That man can find a wall and kind of blend in with it. Mustard gas, it looks like, might have been thrown inside the building. Another horse running around on Law's side. Looks like Ganja Slayer and Ace Chicken Wings making use of that building that's been bombed out as best they can. There's Dragon King spawning in. JD Hacks going forward. Nizam comes in for an assist along with they coming rolling. JD Hacks still sitting in there. No one's shaking him off that point. People spawning in. They almost have the point. BSR5 has taken the point. They are up. They are up 6-3. And Law now has to defend those telegraphs and shake off 40 tickets. As you can see, BSR5 coming down that left flank. We have trench works. BSR5 with authority running through those trenches on the left side of the flank. Going to A. The majority of Law seems to be on a forward defensive position of B. And it looks like they took out that attack on the flank. Oh, we have a team. They're spawning over here on the rail yard side of A. And there comes an artillery strike. Where's it coming? You heard it. Oh, we have a plant on A. And the bomb has been planted on A. Can they defend and keep that from being defused? Who do we have down there? We have Nizam, Hollywood, JD Hacks. Rotten Tongues a little bit on the upper side along with Dragon, giving cover fire over top. Hollywood has got a nice position. Hollywood and JD Hacks, when it comes to planning, they're great at defending. And making sure they blow up or making sure they get a defuse when it comes to points. And they have A, and they're getting a plan on B. Could this be a win in the making for BSR5 to get a tiebreaker match? Jimmy is sitting there. He's also very excellent at making sure no one gets that point defused. He has Dragon King up in the corner. Dragon King is now all alone in the corner. And then he's got Game Mechanic. The whole team is there. I think that's the bell, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to a tiebreaker. Excellent pushing by BSR5. All the game has to do is just put the writing on the wall because that is a win for BSR5. And that win by BSR5 is brought to you by Dr. Chaos's Doomsday Device Warehouse and Silo. Remember, we spell savings with a K. Well fought. BSR5 with nice pushes there. Who are the top killers for each team here? Let's see. Looks like Thomas LTU for Law, and on the BSR5 team is Ace Chicken Wings again. I believe probably the came a rolling is probably going to be the MVP of the match. Again, I cannot see their class accomplishments in the scores here. I am simply just seeing what I can see on this screen. That was a well fought match there by BSR5. All right, teams. Let's see if we are doing a tiebreaker match or not. Oh, Dragon King has left. Will this match be simply a draw? Yeah, we were dead. It looks like... Okay, that is Law's side, and here we have... They're down a squad and 3/4. Maybe that was the last match. Yes, it looks like this will be the last match of the game, so it looks like this game will end in a draw. I'm waiting for confirmation. Waiting for confirmation whether that is the end of the match. As is, there is only 7 men on BSR5. I'm not sure if they're playing another match or not. I only see 2 men spawned on Law's side. Maybe some discussion going on here as to what they're going to do. So far, only 3 men on the board. Breaking all the fine china. Doing a little redecorating there for Hotel Artemis. Currently, we have 5 people on Law's side and 7 people on BSR5. It looks like maybe that is the end of the match. I believe that is it. Yes, the server has been disconnected, so that is the end of the game. It is a draw, ladies and gentlemen. A draw. Scoring as follows: 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw for each team. Unless they are tabulating a score to figure out who won, maybe on points. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Well fought match. Well fought. First match was a draw. And I'm getting a party invite by Dragon King Soup, so hold on 1 second while I get in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here. Draw?
Yeah, it was a draw.
Okay, so yes, it was a draw. And there's Dark Halo coming in. I guess he got...
Sorry, they switched maps on us, so we had to find someone who could play that map. Since
Okay, I was wondering because I was looking at new names and I didn't see any reserves.
I was pretty salty because I was like, why are we playing Melville? Why the hell are we playing Melville? We're supposed to
I can play that map.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Because I've been playing
No, the fucking... What happened was, since their server was from Germany or wherever the fuck they're from, it kicked me out when we were switching maps, and then Mechanic had took my spot, and I couldn't rejoin.
Okay,
and I was like, what the fuck, why is it kicking me?
There was a very that last match. You guys had a neat technique there. You had a bunch of guys on a. I think it was when you were pushing back and they were on B point. You had a bunch of guys on a building all the way back by their spawn
Yeah, that was
point,
us.
and that was pretty much slowing them down. And after that, it was just a bull rush by you guys. Can you tell who came up with that idea?
That goes to Ganja. Works well with my playstyle with the bipod and the high ground. Just kind of, and a lot of the buildings were blown up, so
Yeah,
I
that
could
was
see
me.
a lot of the area there.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was
basically.
I came just as I came in there to see how you guys were doing. They took the roof underneath your feet, but
Yeah,
you
they got sick of us for sure. The floor.
it took two pushes by them to realize that, and on the third push they took you down. But really, gentlemen, it was well fought. You had problems on that night map, but then again, I've played one night map, and I know how difficult can be to pick people and bodies out
Yeah,
from
that
the
was
rubble.
their map. Neville is
They switched it at the last
not
minute,
good
too.
at that. Yep.
Well, regardless, that was one of the most intense matches that I have commentaried by myself. Takun the Fail Kitteh was here, but she was more important with grooming herself and just basically saying, they need to really throw more grenades.
No, that wasn't never a problem with these guys. They
Oh
never
my
stopped throwing
god.
grenades.
That first map, holy, and when they threw it all in that one building through the window,
Yeah.
I was in there.
Yeah, I seen that from across the hallway.
Dude, my defensive squad was having fits. If you looked at the top of the map, at the end of the map, you looked at all of the kill squads from my guys. It was all positives except for one guy. But if they had like done like the revives from Nim and the Calaxis, they were just picking me and Irish up constantly. We're just get up. I would get up and just hold the fire button down and just start spraying and praying. Like that's how close they
It
were.
looked like you, Dragon.
It was a hallway fight.
It looked like you took the MVP for two of those maps. I can't really say for certain considering I can only see the one scorecard.
I came in dead last in the last map, so that was not me.
No,
Ghost
I'm
on
talking
my
about
squad did.
the first two maps. The first two maps.
Well, no, they definitely got MVP from their side if you were to go by that because they won. But the other one, the only reason if I even got all those kills, I think it ended up being like 50 something, was because the medics kept picking me up and I just kept holding the hallway.
Well,
Ace had the
that was
most
it.
kills on our side. He had 84.
Yes, he did. He was across the
Chicken Wing
board
does that,
all
yeah.
three
Superstar.
matches. He was your top killer of the game.
He's our
basic-
LeBron.
Basically, your Dragon, your defensive unit on the first map, you basically owned Hotel California, and Rumple's Foreskin and Rotten Tongues were Hotel Artemis.
Oh yeah.
And here's Rumple Foreskin, who's joined the party. Well fought match, gentlemen. Well fought.
I can't hear Rumple. He still got me muted.
Yes,
This
it
one-
is.
I guess
This
so.
is-
Yeah, he's still
this-
broadcasting.
I'm still broadcasting.
All right.
I still can't hear him. I don't know what he's saying. Oh, there he
That's
goes.
all I think about, yeah. Because I was messaging him as soon as it switched to Nelville. I'm like, we never knew they were playing Nelville. Where did good Halo go? Why are we playing Nelville Knights? And I'm just like, they know this map. We don't know this map at all. This is not what they said in the thing leading up to this. I was like, this makes no sense.
Yes, I did not have the map information for the game, so
Must be
I didn't
Susan.
know. Well, I didn't have that. All I had was your squad setups.
Well, you came in like 5 minutes before the game started, but it was supposed to be Susan. I've been playing Susan all week, getting used to the map, and then it's like, okay, it's Nelville. I'm like, okay, I've never played this on Frontlines.
No, I think that when the map switched, it would have let me back in, but mechanic had hopped in right before I was able to load back in, so I couldn't play.
All right,
Well,
well,
you missed the shit show, so you didn't miss much.
Yeah,
yeah.
we got our ass kicked.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
That's my map, though. I do good on that map.
Yeah, but they were just yeah, it would have been nice. Yeah.
I will have to admit, on the Melville map, JD Hacks and Hollywood were really great at defending and getting the defuses for your
yeah, big time.
telegraphs. I mean,
Hollywood
eventually
likes
they
running.
were overran, but they were really good at that.
I'm not gonna lie, I switched to sniper near the end of the map, and I tried to pick up the slack. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
we
the
don't need a machine gun.
sniper is probably the best on that map because you can see them and spot them long distance, so you can see them running around.
Yeah, I just switched to the raw marksman, and I was like, I've got to try something. And I got about 12 or 15 people before we lost, so it worked, but it was too little.
All right, well, gentlemen, lady, I'm going to close down the stream, and I will thank our viewers for watching. And again, Takun the Fail Kitteh is
Thanks,
telling me to
viewers.
give in a advertiser rundown again. So again, this match was brought to you by the follower advertisers: Lone Shark IPA for that great taste that won't break your legs. Lone Shark IPA. Also brought to you by Blood of Christ Wineries, featuring our Blood of Christ table red wines. It is barbecue season here in the States, so why don't you get some Craven Moorhead's Big Bung Biscuits? Come grab you some. You need some hot buns. And Dr. Jaworski's Jazzercise and Bingo Night. Shake what that doctor gave you. And as always, it's Dr. Chaos's Doomsday Device Warehouse and Silo. Remember, we spell Satans with K. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching today's match. We will have, I believe, a match tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who are you guys fighting tomorrow?
Let me check.
I'll say,
We're
I don't
fighting-
know, I'm in the booth with you, so.
Don't
We
skimp
are
on your
fighting.
cardio.
We are fighting OGF. We are
OGF,
fighting OGF
okay.
at 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow.
2
2
p.m.
p.m.,
Eastern
okay.
Standard. Okay, so already remember, write that down in your phones or whatever you have, or tattoo it on
Hand,
your
leg.
partner's back. It is BSR5 versus OGF at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is SuprEvilPoptarts. And remember, in space, no one can hear you apologize. Thank you. And